So, it's now officially time to start talking about CitizenCon. We are, what, 4, 5 days away? It's Monday night. I'm recording this video. My content's gonna be lack this week, boys, because I'm changed my schedule and I'm working Monday through Friday again, like a normal person. Thank God. So yeah, there won't be anything until this weekend, and even so, I'll probably just be live streaming, the event itself, because I'm not there, right? So we're gonna talk about why I'm not there at the end of this video. So we're just gonna skip right down here to this event schedule piece, right? So the first thing, the doors open at 9 o'clock in the morning, 2 hours of jacking off, and then we have at 11 a.m. the first fucking panel, shaping the verse, the future of Star Engine. So I guess now it's official. I can actually officially talk about Star Engine. So yeah, Star Engine's been a thing since 2016. And if there's any content creator that you may know that's sitting here on their platforms telling you that they didn't know about Star Engine, they're lying. Next, Fix It and Fly. Want to get a look at the resource management action? Here's a showcase an exciting upcoming gameplay role that, it's hard for me to read, sorry, that shakes up the whole vehicle experience. Continue our journey toward multi-crew gameplay and affects life in the verse as we know it. So basically that's that. So these first two panels to me are very interesting. Okay, maybe not for some of you because you actually don't know any fucking thing about game development, but you know what, we'll just go on to your part, the cosplay competition. All right, that's what most of y'all are going to be focused on. Talking ship, navigate the verse. That one actually might be interesting too. Travel with us to the forefront of navigation with a look of evolution of UI features and how the players. So there might be some scanning stuff coming with this one. So that's the panel to look at. So the schedule for Defanos right now is Star Engine, Fix and Fly, and Navigate the Verse. So let's move on to day 2. Character advancement, life in the first person, taking flight, living on the edge, destination adventure, and closing ceremony. So basically, what this says here is that all the boring shit is day 1. Okay? All the stuff that is going to be like, all the money that's spent, advertising, all that stuff, that's going to be here on day 2. Alright, so day 2 is going to be a whole bunch of trailers and Chris Roberts talking probably. So anyway, the first 2 panels, in my opinion, should be the actual meat and potatoes for us content creators. But then again, if you guys want to focus on, cosplay and fucking, RP shit, that's you. But I actually look at the actual game engine I'm playing on, which is jank as fuck, and is also Cry Engine and Lumberyard. It's the same assets combined into one. I'm not going to get into the history of CIG and getting their asses sued the fuck off by Crytek, not once, not twice, but 3 fucking times. We're not going to get into that. Mr. CIG won the lawsuit. Yeah, no the fuck they didn't. They settled. Anyway, we're moving on. Alright, so good to see Star Engine is still a thing. Now, here comes the fun part. So, Khaleesi is very convinced that there's going to be a Pyro reveal this year at CitizenCon. Okay? The evidence that he has rounded up for us is pretty convincing. I will give him that. It's essentially the same kind of investigative work I did with the F8 Lightning. So, good job, sir. But I'm still not 100% convinced, man. This isn't about, saying right or wrong. I really don't feel that it's there. Look at how bad things are right now with the server performance, right? Be realistic, bro. Alright, things do look up sometimes, but most of the time, man, this shit's in the fucking sewer. So, the thought of Pyro coming online with the state of the game as it is right now is appalling to me and, quite frankly, a lot of other backers. But again, bro, I wish you the best of luck. I really do. And maybe I'm wrong and it comes out, but I don't think it will. That's just me personally, alright? Sorry, bud, but if you're right, I give you full permission to roast me on Twitter and whatever, but I just don't think it's going to be the case, man. I'm sorry. So there's essentially the auditorium, where shit's going to be positioned, you know, the little Atmo esports thing, which we're not going to acknowledge because if my past tournament wins don't count, neither do any of y'all's, and you're actually competing in a dead flight model that is in fact going into the trash and dead. So we're not ever going to talk about fight or flight. Y'all have a good fucking time in your delusion, alright? So moving on, we're looking down at the community booth. So look, of course, Imperium's front and center. Actually, no, that's not Imperium. Who is that? That's not Imperium. Excuse me. Oh, I know those guys. Those guys are cool. They're pretty chill people. Those science boys. But yeah, this looks all right. It's pretty not as pirate themed as I thought it was. When I look at this venue, guys, like this is Dragon Cons are much more better organized and much more better than this. So, you know, for those of you that, like I said in my rage video against CIG, for those of you that want to go out here and enjoy and be a part of this bullshit, have fun. But, you know, there's no point in competing in tournaments that have no meaning. There's no point in going out and spending an absorbent amount of money. Right? I mean, this is your first day, right? You paid how much money? $300 for a ticket or some shit like that, and then you paid $500 a night for a room, so that's $800 for one day of your time wasted, according to Salty Mike. See, this is another reason, you know, like, it's a waste of fucking money, guys. Like, you know, for those of you that want to be a part of that fake ass little environment, fine. But for those of us that don't want to spend, would rather spend $1,000 in other things, we will. Sorry, not sorry. It's the God honest truth. You know, for most of you in this community, you are in fact a bunch of rich people and rich fucking kids. Alright? So this is an event for you. This is not an event for everybody. And I'm sick and tired of everyone pretending that CitizenCon is an event for everyone. It's clearly not. Some of y'all are the most stuck-up, snooty-ass fucking rich people I've ever met in my fucking life. But that's essentially all there is to say about this. You know, oh, it's $200 for a ticket. And it's not limited stock. You motherfuckers are not selling out of this. I'll tell you that for goddamn sure. No one ain't got the fucking disposable income to come out here with the way the things are currently are right now. Goddamn pack of cigarettes in California is like 15 bucks. Like y'all are just y'all are really y'all really need to stop with this false and fake prestige nonsense. Alright? LA is a shithole. In fact, California is a shithole in general. Most people I know have moved out of California because they can't afford to live there. And you're wanting to have a fucking convention there? And literally the center of the homelessness and the drugs and the goddamn needles in the street? You know, like, I'm sorry, Star Citizen community. That's reality. That's the truth. Alright? Tournament for a dead flight model. Overpriced fucking everything. One full day of boring panels for most of you. Some of us actually are interested in them, but one full day of panels that you paid for you're not going to enjoy or even go to. Alright? So, why are you going? What is there? Like, you know, what is there, right? I'm sorry, but this is a joke, guys. I'm not going to compete in a dead flight model, and I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars to come out and fall asleep during presentations again. All right. So, you know, all I see here is Sitcon Defanos is Right edition. That's all I see right here, okay? Period. I'm dropping the gauntlet now like I dropped the gauntlet with the FC. Or the F8C, alright? I'm about 40%, 60% convinced that Pyro's not coming out. And it's only because of the legwork that Khaleesi's done right here, which is very subjective at best, just like what I did. But, you know, like I said, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. If Pyro does come out, it's not gonna be pretty. You haven't even got your DayZ tent system known as Pez situated correctly. Like, you know, you can't build bases. There's no crafting. Like, it's just like other people said, and you know, these other content creators have said. What are you gonna do? Jump through there, push print screen, and come home? You know, like, if Pyro does come out, it'll be very fucking bare minimum. So, you know, not really excited for that. The future of the game is the meat and potatoes here. And then, of course, all this is just extra. Now, the one thing I will say, just as a closing piece for this, is that this section right here is probably going to be the master modes area. Alright? So, you know, and if it's not the master modes area, then okay. You know, we don't know what this is, but you know, I'm fairly confident it's going to be, because I know a little bit of stuff, but I'm not going to tell y'all, but, you know, I have a sneaky suspicion that this is the Master Modes booth. So yeah. And of course, Warbond only digital goodies that's for free every year, you know. Right? So that's essentially all I have to say about the CitizenCon shit going on. Okay? Like, you know, y'all have fun, y'all do you, but, you know, us normal people are gonna just sit back and wait for an actual game to not have an alpha title on it before we decide to actually start taking it seriously and being competitive again. Alright? I'm not gonna go and tricord my way to victory for clout and favoritism. Go fuck yourselves. Have fun. Competing in a dead flight model, that's only gonna matter for you, right? But as far as everyone else is concerned, their past track record doesn't matter, only yours. Go fuck yourself, Avenger 1.